Hello Game fans! As we all perhaps breathe a collective sigh of relief, we can now turn towards the release of new consoles this week, which naturally means a number of big guns brought out on the AAA front. As such, indie developers are a little gun-shy, but I think that there are some real gems in this edition of indie gaming this week. The release of Tetris Effect was quite interesting, being first put out on Epic, PS4 and PSVR, but somehow, Microsoft managed a coup with Tetris Effect Connected releasing on the Windows Store and next generation Xbox consoles. The boss raid aspect of this seems very cool, where up to 3 players can play on the same board, with this update coming to other stores and platforms sometime in 2021. The very Doom-looking Prodeus also makes it to launch, and impressed with the modern, retro look. I like the variety of the weapons shown off, including a kick-ass chain gun and more, so get ready to rip and tear once again. Do note that it is confirmed to be releasing in early access with about 3 to 5 hours of a story campaign, but includes a level editor and Steam Workshop support. Game developer and YouTuber Blackthorn Prod is pretty prolific on both fronts, sharing developer diaries, sales figures, and general game development content while putting out game after game, with Dashing Fire being the next title. This is a roguelike platformer where you dash between planets on your journey to become the next sun. And while the gameplay is not exactly revolutionary, I'm interested to see how this integrates the roguelike systems. Lovely art style as well, and certainly one to check out. For bigger games this week, we do see a number of remakes and revamps, but we shall start with the multiplayer medieval melee combat title Boreal Blade. This is from developer Frozen Byte, best known for the Trine series, who are actually quite a large developer. If you do not want to support that other large medieval combat game due to controversies surrounding the developer, this is one to check out.
The year is 2084. I am what they fear, a corporate tool of oppression. If you don't remember, that's That's when they call me to access you.
Observer from 2017 was an excellent cyberpunk horror title where you play as parts of the Neuro Police, hacking into the minds of the insane to solve crimes, with System Redux being the remastered version for next generation consoles. The earlier version is no longer available for purchase on Steam, with existing owners given an 80% discount on the new version, which isn't ideal. Free upgrades are always nice, so do bear that in mind, but a good cyberpunk horror game which should be even better when revamped.
Dad, I really thought I could pull it off, you know? I was so close to making a difference. Setting us all free. And now can't be for nothing. For once in your life, just listen to me. Whatever happens, I need you to remember, you're not in control.
Ori and the Will of the Wisps gets enhanced for Series X, so check out some of those comparisons.
Hey everyone, my name is Gennady. I'm the co-founder and director of technology at Moon Studios. Today we're very excited to tell you that we're working on a very special version of Ori and the Will of the Wisps, specifically for Xbox Series X. We are now at a time where we can reach levels of fidelity and frame rates previously absolutely impossible on any console. An already gorgeous game like Ori can now run at 120Hz refresh rate in full 4K HDR in its highest quality, delivering unprecedented game feel with silky smooth animation, super crisp sharp image, and low input latency, which is just so important for the tight and precise platforming feel of this game. We can also boost the immersion in different spaces in our world by using premium audio tech that we previously just could not simulate in real time. And with all of this crazy hardware power, we can give our players more options with how they want to play our game. We can't wait for all of you to experience this very special version of Ori coming to Xbox Series X with smart delivery later this year.
And in perhaps the strangest release of the week, XIII Remake was somehow made and is being released this week. Apparently, the original, released in 2003, was a cult classic with a now popular cel-shaded art style, but I did miss it the first time around, so I'll be keeping an eye on reviews.
Does not relinquish its nourishment easily or freely. In order to survive, you must race its waves, harness its winds, and fly. Fly before its waters envelop you in darkness, and only your splinters remain. All strive to remain whole. To traverse the waves is to keep the ancient bonds of kin. Those who seek refuge furthest from the water build towers that reach for the clouds. And from their safe vantage, a desire grows to ascend further still. To feed their furnaces, they devour the rock and metal, turning their safety and refuge into whips, chains, guns, and chimney.
I did mention the gorgeous aerial combat title, the Falconeer, when looking forward to games releasing this month, and it releases on current and next-gen Xboxes, as well as on Steam, and looks to put some of that next-gen power to good use. It looks really amazing, from the clouds, mist, smoke, particle effects, weather, lighting, and shadow, and while I do love my Zen flying games like Fugo, the addition of combat is a nice change of pace.
Only the Mancer do not attempt to flee from the water. They know its darkness. They calmly watch. As eternities pass, they watch and pray for equilibrium. Watch the rock crumble and the waters rise, and watch their future slip away. In the end, all sink in the water. The Ursi cares not. It will always take its due.
One thing that drew me to the 1-bit platformer Dojoran is the pixel art, looking very much like Kato Roboto, but where you play as a frog. There is limited and tactical use of a double jump in this, but it looks like a clean, pure, precision platformer that should be great. The other main console exclusive of the week for the Blue brand is The Pathless, an open-world action-adventure game about a hunter and an eagle in a vast forest trying to stop a creeping darkness. I love the skyscapes and environments in this, looking absolutely gorgeous, with exploration, puzzles, and combat forming the main elements. It does remind me a little bit of Prince of Persia in the exploration, and is another fantastic looking title that should make great use of next-gen power. Smaller games this week begins with the open world action title ADONIS, releasing in early access on Steam and looks like it has some MMO inspiration. Azalea is a gorgeous pixel art puzzle adventure game that is from the developer Red Codex, best known for being a tactics developer with Voidspire Tactics and Horizon's Gate, so this is a change of genre but looks neat. Breathing Fear is the Steam version of a creepy pixel art horror title that looks very well done.
ID カードだけ。他には何も。
了解。そちらに向かっているところだ。
The Xbox Series X launches with some titles optimized for it, with the stylish Chinese first-person shooter, Bright Memory being one such title.
当時のウェイクも君みたいに頑固だった。
兵士の残骸だらけ。ここで何があったの？
注意しろ。石板の下に宝がありそうだ。死んでも見つけろ。
しまった。待ち伏せ。
Evergate is a puzzle platformer which I quite enjoyed, and it makes its way to Xbox One and Series X this week. A title that reminded me a little bit of Little Miss Fortune is Fragile, where you play as a young Mongolian girl who is abducted and has to escape from one of the scariest places on Earth.
I had hoped that I would never need to write this letter, but I can no longer ignore the truth. I didn't want to believe it at first, the stubborn fool that I am. But the forces of evil grow bolder with each passing night, and try as I might, I cannot face these monsters alone. We shall need to work together if we are to succeed in this new hunt, for it is, as we all feared, Dracula has returned.
Fury of Dracula Digital Edition is another digital adaptation of a physical board game and looks pretty alright. I Hope She's Okay is a mystery adventure game in first person, set in the idyllic Nordic countryside where things take a darker turn when you discover that your friend is missing. Italian developer Fantastico Studio has been making some neat pixel art titles, with their latest being Landflix Odyssey, a parody platformer that seems to be drawing from Netflix's greatest hits, although I personally think that the logo is cutting it a little too close. A wonderful smaller puzzle game is Linelight, which gets ported to Switch this week. Another recently launched title, Manifold Garden, is a gorgeous first-person puzzle game that plays with the concept of infinity and is another Series X enhanced title. Moki is a simple-looking precision platformer that integrates some narrative quite nicely. Overcooked All You Can Eat is an enhanced port packaging both Overcooked 1 and 2 into a single package with revamped graphics and additional features, and launches on PS5 this week. Pier Pressure is an interesting looking, nautical themed pixel art horizontal shooter and looks like it's for fans of the genre. Quest looks like a fourth wall breaking Undertale inspired RPG that looks like it has potential and might lean on the humorous side of things. Raiders Forsaken Earth was delayed and got the name change to avoid any potential legal issue with In Exile, and has you managing a band of marauders searching for a way to survive in the post-apocalypse.
Deep in the heart of Midgard's dungeons, an ancient evil has awoken.
Also mentioned RUNE 2 Decapitation Edition in my recap, and this is of interest since the original developer, Human Head Studios, closed down almost right after this game launched, and a new studio rose from the ashes to pick up the pieces, patching and reworking the product into this new version.
The final chapter in the tale of Ragnarok must be written by you.
30,000 feet high.
Shakes on a Plane looks like a fun local multiplayer title, this time where you play as members of a flight crew rushing about to keep the passengers satisfied.
Can you tame the chaos?
Space Gladiators, The Whole, is a free prologue demo for an interesting roguelike platformer, and I hope this will bring more attention to the main game.
Refit the Red Army with the newest prototypes. Make sure your comrades have the best equipment.
Strategic Mind Spectre of Communism is another 4X strategy game from developer Stunning Games, who do seem to be putting these out at a good clip.
Invent revolutionary strategies using the headquarters skills. Defend your Mongolian allies from vile imperialists. Seize your share of the Polish pie.
Sublunar gets on the list due to the art style, which is some clean pixel art, and is a strategic management game which seems neat. Tukoni is a wonderful looking point-and-click adventure game based on the works of a Ukrainian artist and looks really wonderful and pleasant. Rounding off this segment is the Series X enhanced port of Yes, Your Grace, although to be honest, I'm not sure how this can be optimized or improved with next gen power. A hidden gem that I stumbled upon this week is Mythbearer, a pixel art open-ended dungeon crawler that looks old school in all the right ways. It looks like it has a leveling, inventory and equipment system with an art style that looks awesome to me.
I thought my fighting days were over. But when the king decided to enforce everyone to wear pants, I had to do something.
I totally identify with the premise of paw 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 since I hate pants, but this Indonesian-made beat-em-up looks like fun. Think Castle Crashers but with anthropomorphic animals and you get the idea. However, there also seem to be RPG elements in leveling up, equipment and unlocking of new attack combos, but I hope that they don't lose the plot and that the core gameplay is fun.
It's wrong. It's unnatural. We are the resistance. We are the anti-pants.
Hey buddy, glad you made it. I'm Bilbo Fiddlepie. I'm supposed to take you to Lisbeth, but she's not here anymore. She went hunting for bug snacks and she never came back. Everybody else went off on their own. But if you catch bug snacks for them, maybe they'll come back. Then you can ask them what they know and you can find Lisbeth.
Lovely gal, that Lisbeth.
She could rival me in wit, and Chandler in arm wrestling.
But she does have one weakness.
When push came to shove, she abandoned us.
And I surmise that was the death of her.
Can we talk about something else?
Dog, this bird is alive. And we're not gonna leave her behind.
Great. Let's get to it then.
The week of Bug Snacks is finally here, a first-person puzzle adventure game that has you exploring an island in search of your host who has disappeared, while catching said bug snacks and helping the townspeople. Ever since this was revealed, the whimsy from the concept, the awesome theme song, that this is from the developer of Octodad, and how it reminded people of Viva Pinata certainly helped to build hype for it, so I'm curious to dive in. Some of you mentioned that you see this as a horror game since eating a bug snack will transform your limb into said food, so it's really strange and weird but in the right places.
You're telling me to go out and hunt?
As long as the demons rule this island, foraging is too great a burden for the humans alone.
And of course, Sakuna of Rise and Ruin takes the #1 spot, where you harness the power of Rise to take on hordes of demons and to reclaim an island from them. Coming to us from a Japanese developer, this looks to capture the special relationship that Asian people have with Rise, with some gorgeous pixel art and excellent looking combat as well. I love the combination of the different genres, adding more action to your farming sim, so it takes the #1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos and I will see you after the jump.